So you've qualified on your weapon through basic training, or you've been to combat before, or the daily part of your job you were around loud noises. Now, of course, you have developed ringing in your ears, which is called tinnitus. And in today's video, we're going to discuss how we actually get tinnitus connected for you, and more importantly, what is tinnitus. And so Dr. Nguyen, she serves as our Chief Medical Officer here. She oversees all of our DBQs to make sure veterans are being served properly. She will give the etiology and the medical side of tinnitus and what it is. So Dr. Nguyen, what is this ringing in my ear all the time? How do I fix it? And it's annoying. Let me know what it is.
Yeah, so tinnitus is a really common condition that we encounter with our veterans. It's a perception of noise in the absence of actual acoustic stimulus outside of the body. It's actually a symptom, not an actual disease diagnosis, and usually it doesn't have any kind of specific cause, but it is commonly caused by things that you have mentioned. It can also be caused by inner ear damage. There's also a subjective tinnitus term, and that's the one we just mentioned where there's no actual stimuli. Then there's objective tinnitus, in which the patient, the veteran, is actually hearing something from inside their body. They think it's outside their body. So a common one is, your carotid artery might be full of cholesterol and it's hard for the blood to pass through. So there's a whooshing noise when the blood is trying to pass through a narrow artery. And so they're hearing that, and they think it's actually coming from the outside of the body. As mentioned, tinnitus itself is a symptom, not a disease, so there's no test to confirm its existence, and there's no way to grade it either in terms of its severity. It's a response of the central nervous system to insufficient or abnormal input from the actual ear itself. An interesting study is that tinnitus even persisted after surgery removed the actual auditory nerve, so it's interesting to think that it's maybe coming from inside your brain, like the way that you're perceiving stimuli that is not there. Abnormal output can be caused by the medications, infections, so you have bacterial, viral, or fungal infection causing tinnitus, and even diseases like multiple sclerosis, diabetes, vitamin B12 deficiency has been known to cause tinnitus.
Wow. I'm learning too, guys. So, of course, I've deployed. I was a 92 Foxtrot, and my MOS, which is for those watching non-veteran, that's your job in the military, or AFSC if you were Air Force. My MOS was a high probability of developing tinnitus, and I was around loud noises quite often. So, a lot of times in the firm, we teach our clients, hey, if you've been around loud noises, to communicate tinnitus, but I did not know it was that much medical backing around tinnitus. And so, ladies and gentlemen, what you just experienced is the full gamut medically of what tinnitus is. I want to provide you the rating side. And so rating-wise, you either get 0% or 10%. The most you can get for this condition is 10%. And here in the firm, we like to say that this tinnitus case is a pretty easy 10 as long as you check off a few boxes. The first box is that you had an early date of onset, meaning that it started when you were in the military, obviously. You developed the ringing in the ear, and it has persisted throughout your entire life from that point forward. More importantly, to earn a 10%, you only need to have 10% in one of either ear. It could be the left or the right. You still get the same 10%. More importantly, recurrent is the word of the day. The word of the day is recurrent. And so if you're expressing your tinnitus or ringing in the ear is recurrent, that will get you your 10% if we have evidence of military service that shows this. Here is a really good indicator of how you're going to win a tinnitus case that we look at. We look at your audiogram. And in your audiogram, if you go to about halfway through the page, it's going to show steady noise exposure. If that language is there, more than likely, you're going to probably win your tinnitus case. And so that's another video from us today about tinnitus. Hope this works well for you. Remember, ringing in the ear, starting the military service, and all the great content that Dr. Nguyen has provided that I have already forgotten. So make sure you do well in your tinnitus case, and of course get in contact with us if you have any questions about service-connected tinnitus and so forth. Let's win.